guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on how my bathroom's coming along, and you can see behind me I've started the shiplap. So I'm really excited for this. I'm going to turn the camera around now and show you guys what I've got done so far and what I plan on doing. So this is the wall I started out with the shiplap on, and it's the one when you walk in the door right to the left. I picked this wall because it's the longest one and it's just a straight stretch. There's nothing really to cut around except for when I made the holes for that shelf, and then the outlet I will, but I don't have to work around like mirrors or toilets or windows. So I started out here. Now you'll notice at the top, this is going to be the hard part for me. That lined up flush with the ceiling. That did not, because my ceiling is off by like 1.5 inches over there. So I'm just going to hope that a piece of like crown molding will not look too off. And if it does, I'll just have to kind of build up that corner a little bit. But anyways, I got about halfway down the wall. Everything except the bottom 2 boards is painted, and I left those the way they are, not painting them. That way I would know where the studs were when I continue down. So because the whole room's going to be white, I started sanding down this dresser, and I'm just going to take it down to the bare wood again. You can see I started on the drawers. When the weather gets a little bit warmer, I think it's supposed to be like 40 this week maybe, and compared to last week that'll be like summer. So I'm going to drag it outside and take all the paint off of the top and the sides. That way it's a little bit warmer. So because I liked the way this wall looked so much, I did this little section here, and that also does not line up perfectly at the top, and then this little side down here. Now after all the pieces are installed, I am going to have to go ahead and put some trim in the corners and around the ceiling and things. And I didn't get a video of me installing the shiplap, but if you guys stay tuned, at the end of this one I'll show you how I did it. I won't get out tools or anything, but I'll show you the products I used and how it worked. It was really simple. And then because I wanted to save some money some places, I updated what I had. So I took this towel bar here, and I just took those pieces off, spray painted them. This I covered so it would stay kind of like that white ceramic look. My shower curtain's going to stay the same because I love the white shower curtain. I'm planning on updating the bath mat. That's an old Kate Spade one that I loved before when the room had some blue in it. But I'm thinking maybe black and white. I'm not positive yet, but I think that's the direction I'm going in. That shelf will stay the same because I really like the towel storage, and it's white so it blends in. I'm thinking also on all these windows, well, all 2 of them. But anyways, I'm thinking on the windows I'm going to add something maybe, because the curtain being white with all the white around just seems kind of like flat. So I'm trying to decide. I was thinking I could put like a ribbon stripe down it, or I could put like an actual curtain rod above it. I'm going to go on Pinterest and kind of play around with some ideas and see what I like. So over here, the toilet paper holder, I just spray painted that as well. And I actually used one called Dark Walnut. So it's more of like a really dark blackened brown. It doesn't have that metallic fleck, so it's kind of more flat, and I liked that. I went ahead and painted the lid to my little Q-tip jar. I added a plant in a metal bucket here. And then because I have all the walls white, I switched to this piece out here. Before I had a nautical map and it was in a white frame, so it kind of just blended in and didn't really stand out. This is a transom window that I picked when I was at Livingston Manor camping. I went to an antique store up there, and I found this guy for $5. And I just think it looks really cool there, and that little part that would have been to operate the transom is perfect for hanging things. So then I kept the mirror the same for now. I was trying to decide if I should go dark with the mirror or if I should go wood with the mirror, but adding that piece in next to it, I think that the white will look okay. And then the light above it, I changed that out, and this is the first time I ever changed a light by myself. Normally I have my dad like help me do it, but because he had this all set up from before, it was really easy to just swap out. And I'm going to go ahead and turn out the light so maybe you can see better. So this is one from Lowe's. It's from the Helen and Roth line, and it's called Hainsbrook. I'll try and give you guys links to everything that you can find still. And then in keeping with the dark trim, I also did the ceiling one. I just pulled this down and spray painted it and then put it back up. So that is how the shiplap turned out. Now I'm going to go grab a few scrap pieces of it to kind of show you guys how it interlocks, and I'm going to show you how I put it up. Okay, so now we're here in front of the unfinished part of the wall. I'm just going to show you real quick how I did it. It's so simple. I'm not going to get out any tools. I'm just going to show you what I did. So my first thing I did was find the studs because you need to know where to nail it. I just picked this guy up at a yard sale over the summer. So put it on the wall, you hold the button on the side. When it's green, you can go. When it flashes red, you found your stud. So you mark where your stud is. I just used a pencil. Once you do that, you go ahead and go in with the level. You're going to want to draw a level line down the wall. That way you know where the stud is along the whole length. That way you don't have to go and do the stud with each board. You can just keep going. And then once you've done that, all you're going to do next is nail them up, and let me show you the boards I'm using. So I picked these shiplap boards, and these I found at Home Depot. I found them online first and kind of read about them and thought they had good reviews and they looked good, so then I went into store, and my store has them in stock. This is by a brand called Arauco, and I'll show you the spelling. I'll also give you guys a link to the Home Depot so you can read it, and they have a video there that's really good too. So I bought them in 12-foot sections because I wanted to go the whole length of the wall without having any seams. And mine are all cut to about 100 inches, so I've got some extra to play around with. I'm going to do maybe like a picture frame type thing, and then I also had enough to do that other wall that I showed you guys. But it couldn't be simpler. So I've seen some people cut down plywood. They get 1/4 inch plywood and they rip it down into like, I don't know, like 4 or 6 inch strips and nail that up. And I know that's really good, like money-wise, but this here, the 12-foot ones are only $7.48. They're pre-primed, so that's like a plus. You don't have to worry about knots bleeding through. You don't have to worry about it sucking up like 80 coats of paint. So that is something I liked. I also like that these are made so that the gap stays even the whole way across. You don't have to like hold nickels in or quarters or whatever you want it to be. So once you've got your stud marked, all you're going to do is nail up your first piece. Now I used a nail gun when I did this. You don't have to. You could do it with a hammer and nails too if you wanted. And I only used nails. I didn't use any like liquid nails or any type of adhesive because if I change my mind in the future, I want to be able to take it down without needing to re-sheetrock, and you'll rip all that stuff off if you go ahead and glue it and nail it. So I made it so it could be temporary if I want, but nails should hold it up for a very long time. So that being said, the most important part is to make sure this first board is level. I went ahead and held up my first board, and my first instinct, I don't know about you guys, but my first instinct is to push it flush to the ceiling and nail it because you think that should be right. My ceiling is way off. It was off by like 1.5 inches, and had I done that, the entire wall, by the time I got down to here, it would have looked like diagonal and crooked. So you're going to hold your first board up, and I had to have help doing this because like I said, it's 100 inches long. But once you get that level, so you can see I've got it level there, then I went ahead and nailed it into the studs. I did about 3 on each one. So once this first board is up, the rest of this just goes so fast and simple. You can see this one here has a little lip on it. This one here has a coinciding one, and they just interlock together and they create that space for shiplap. And then you just nail it. That's how simple it is. Each one just goes up after the last. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to do the plywood, because I didn't want to have to try and space it all the way along. So this is really time friendly. So I'm just going to give you a close-up of how these work. So you can see it goes like that all the way along. When you nail this at the top, you won't even know that there's a gap there, so it'll look flush. And then this board here, that groove will just go right into that one. In the back it'll look flush, but in the front it'll create that gap you like. And then the manufacturer even recommends that you can just trim pieces of this off to use as the trim pieces for around it. I'm probably going to go with quarter round just because it'll look a little bit fancier, but they recommend just like ripping this down into strips and using that to kind of trim it out. So I mean, you could do that too. But this stuff is really simple. I'll make sure to include the link, and when this whole room is done, I'll be sure to bring you guys back in. Even with just half the wall done, I have to tell you, I come in here like so many times a day and just look at it. So it's got me thinking that maybe after this is done, maybe this summer, I would like to do a wall in the bedroom. So that's something that I'm going to kind of add to my DIY for the year list, because it just makes me so happy to look at it. It's something simple, but you know, our homes should be happy places. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the progress I'm making. I'll be sure to show you the fully finished room when I get to that point. Like I said, I'm doing this kind of slow over time because I didn't want to go out and buy all the wood at once and buy everything I needed at once. So I'm adding to it as I go. And I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope maybe you guys are encouraged to try it. And I'll see you in the next video.